All right, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hyperactive Vibes, woo, where we spread positivity. I have some news, okay? As you guys can tell by the title, a girl is grown officially. So I guess the big news is that I'm 21, if that's even big news, but like, I guess it is because like it's a big deal, okay, to still be on this planet, to still be here, to be alive and kicking it and thriving, okay? You know what, I'm 21.
I'm 21.
What? So yes, guys, I'm 21 years old and I'm here to share with you all my game plan for the year. Every year I come up with a list of things that I want to achieve, whether they're realistic or not, whether it's like a personal self journey or it's more of a logical, practical type of goal, whatever it may be, I come up with the things that I want to achieve in the next year. Most of the times I end up, kind of working towards my goal or hitting that benchmark that I set for myself, but sometimes I don't. Like 2020, when I was 20 years old, just last year, I was not able to hit all the goals that I had set for myself due to Corona. It really put, a damper on things. So I'm hoping this year to come back stronger than ever. Me personally, I feel like I'm more prepared to handle whatever craziness may be thrown my way a little bit more now that the coronavirus is kind of settled into our society. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in on my game plan for the next year. It has been way too long. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Hyperactive Vibes, Hyperactive Vibes. So number one is to live for myself. So this means standing true and tall in my morals, my values, and not allowing any old body to come in and shake up who I am. And so my next goal is to explore myself. And so in my opinion, I feel like those first 20 years of your life, you're just kind of going with the flow. You're kind of just accepting what people kind of throw at you or whatever. Like you're just absorbing. You're just absorbing your surroundings and you're not really stepping into yourself yet. So once you hit like that 20 age and you're going for like the next 10 years, that's really what people call like your self-discovery time. Me personally, I kind of did that a little earlier. Like I at least started that self-discovery time a little earlier, but transferring to NC State kind of put me in a little confusion zone, a zone of haze, I guess you could say, where I was like, who am I? What am I doing? What are my goals? But now I really want to step back into the whole process of getting to know myself and following my own morals, my own compass in a sense. So yeah, I want to know what makes Jailyn happy, what makes Jailyn sad, what makes her stressed, and how does she relieve that stress? Because I feel like these are questions that we often overlook or that we count out to seem so small or minute, but these are really important questions. And I feel as though, or I know for a fact that over the last year, I've kind of lost sight of that. So during this year, it is my goal to explore myself and realize or kind of relearn what I like and kind of rid myself of any insecurities that I may have or like work on them, start tackling them. So my next goal is to pay attention to my instincts. So a lot of the times I will get like this feeling of like, don't do this or go there, don't do there. And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it leads me to success, sometimes it leads me to struggle. It really just depends. But I think I need to pay attention to where that's coming from and then what's the intent behind it and just kind of dig deeper and figuring out why am I even thinking about that? Why am I getting this call to do this or not do this? And then what are the actual repercussions of that? Like, is that really the best decision that you could be making? I don't know, but I know for a fact that I need to pay more attention to my instincts and either start following them a lot more or just kind of having an open mind to where it's going to lead me. So that's definitely my third goal. So now my fourth goal, this one is lengthy in terms of what it will take for me to like truly embody this goal. But my fourth goal is to prioritize my health, which means my mental, my physical, my emotional, all of it. I should be taking care of myself in terms of making sure that I'm not overworking myself, making sure that I'm saying yes to events that will not only fulfill me, but also not drain me at the same time. So it means like kind of being a little more strict on what I'm agreeing to do and what I'm not agreeing to do, but also taking some time to enjoy like the little moments of life and truly prioritizing my mental health. And so while I'm doing this, I want to be giving 100% of myself. So that means if I'm setting these goals for myself, I want to make sure that I am delivering. So if I'm prioritizing to relax for the next couple of hours, I need to make sure I'm 100% relaxing. If I'm prioritizing my schoolwork, I need to make sure my focus is 100% on my schoolwork. And so in doing that, that's really going to help me go into my next goal of time management. And so once I'm able to get a better schedule and get more on top of how I'm actually managing my time, a lot of these things will flow more easily, and I'll have time to do things that I want to do things that I need to do, and just have it flow and not feel so drained. So time management is a really, really, really big goal for me. And some of the things that I'm doing for time management, actually, maybe I'll make another video on some of the tips and tricks that I am trying to embody to make sure that I'm managing my time more correctly. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But for now, let's move on to my next goal. So as you all know, I'm on this huge career/self journey, and I'm trying to figure out if I still want to go to medical school or if there's a better route for me to take that may get me to my end goal faster. So this next year is really crucial that I figure out, do I want to go to medical school? Should I do a master's program? Should I do a PhD program? Should I go right into work, into the working field? Like, what should I do? Like, I really need to figure that out, especially during this next year. So I'm really going to be taking a lot of time to kind of self-reflect, which ties into the rest of these goals, but also to ask questions and try to put my pieces together to form a plan that best suits me. And like, what are my instincts telling me? You know, that all of this ties in together. So what is that calling that I'm having, and how does that translate into my career path? So that's a really big goal for me that I'm really hoping to achieve, and I know for a fact that I can achieve it by the time my next birthday comes around. So yeah. Now this next goal is one that I've had since I was probably like 13 or 14. I remember putting it on my wall and being like, that's gonna be me one day. But this next goal could basically be boiled down to creating a financial portfolio. So this means having a track record of what my finances are and getting into some of the more creative, what's the word I'm looking for? Risky financial aspects of life. And so that means like getting into stocks and shares and kind of seeing what that could bring to me, getting into mutual funds and Roth IRAs and kind of figuring out that world. So I'm really hoping to spend this next year as well trying to build that portfolio, because I do have some pretty big financial goals that I would like to achieve in the next couple of years. So I really need to start on that now, and there's no better time like the present, and there's no better time than your 21st birthday, okay? So that's my goal for this next year, is to build a financial portfolio. And so throughout this entire process, it's going to be very important that I achieve this next goal, which is staying in touch. So that means communicating with family and friends and loved ones, and making sure that I'm staying on top of the connections that I'm building and fostering during this time period. So a big goal of mine is to stay in touch with the people who are bringing value into my life in some way or another. And so this goal really ties back into the time management goal, because it's going to be hard to stay in touch with people if you're not managing your time well. So I'm really hoping to kind of get into the swing of things pretty soon here, and kind of work out the framework of how exactly I'm going to go about doing this. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And so now my last and final goal is to grind. So that means focusing on the 3 most important things to me, which right now is my GPA, my internship, and my YouTube channel. So those 3 things are like at the top of my list, and I need to make sure that I'm delivering a high quality Jailyn to the table, okay? That I'm not slacking, that I'm not getting behind, that I'm just staying on top of things, and I'm always looking for a way to get ahead of a sense. And that doesn't mean like trying to cheat the system or like, you know, take the shortcut, but just figuring out a way to advance myself. So I feel like all of these goals really go hand in hand, and they really are kind of like selfish in a sense where they're all focused on me. But like I said earlier, I'm 21, and in your 20s, it's really important for you to like focus on yourself, get to know yourself. That way you can build a very great, solid foundation for the future. So these are my 10 goals for the next year. I am 21, which is crazy. And I really want to go into this year strong and start with my head in the right place, and then also be setting myself up for success in the future. So yeah, those are my goals. That's my game plan for the next year since I'm now 21. What? Okay, so that's the goal. That's what I hope to achieve during the next year. And yeah, I hope that this video kind of gave you some insight on, you know, who I am and where I see myself. But I also hope this video gave you some type of motivation in a sense to start thinking about your own goals for the next year, or if you're already doing that, then to add to your goals, or just to know that you're not alone in this process, because growing older can be like really scary in a sense, but if you come with a structured plan, it doesn't have to be as scary. So I hope that you guys got something from this video. Please do not forget to like the video if you actually like the video, and then also to subscribe, because I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and then to leave a comment sharing your experience. And if you feel like this is a message that other people need to hear, feel free to share this video. On that note, I'll see you guys in the next one, and continue to spread those positive vibes. Hey, bye guys. So on that note, I'm gonna jump right in on my game plan for my